back.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit of intro to anybody who doesn't know Jono. He's the co-founder and director at Fitness Education Online, one of the largest providers of CC courses around Australia and New Zealand. On top of that, he's officially the coolest guy I know. And he wrote that intro just for everyone to know. I guess a couple little things in regards to the CCs that you'll get for this course, or for this webinar, I should really say. You'll get a bit of a questionnaire as you leave. Make sure you fill that out. Put in your registration number and stuff. And yeah, over the next few days, we'll get that added to your account. Also, just wanted to quickly plug our awards have been judged. Jono was actually one of the judges. He's also nominated for a different award. So, come along to one of the state events which are being run next month. I'll pop the link in the chat maybe towards the end, or pop it in the post webinar feedback. But then I'll leave it with you, Jono, to run your session.
Awesome. All right. So I just want to continue this conversation a little bit before we get into it. Those people that haven't run Facebook ads before, any reason why not? Just so I kind of know, like, is it I'm guessing it's probably a knowledge thing, but just comment below and let me know. So if you haven't run a Facebook ad, any reason why not? Comment that down below in the chat. And actually, while you're doing that, anyone that has run a Facebook ads, did you get good results? Yes or no? Type that down below, and I'll just read these here. So Andrew doesn't know how to. Client base not on Facebook. Not sure how to. Laziness. Yep, that's a good one there. Not sure how to. Yes and no. 0 results. Awesome. Not good results. Awesome. No clue. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Cool. This is all really good feedback. So let me get into it here. All right. So as Dan mentioned there, I'm the founder and director at Fitness Education Online. We're one of the largest providers of CEC courses across Australia. Who's done one of our courses before, actually? Just comment yes or no. Who's done a course? Yes, I can see your messages, Jane. All right, so it looks like a bit of a mix. Some people have done courses, some people haven't done courses, some people have done many. Awesome. Who's in the Facebook group? Comment yes or no, and let me know if you're Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, we have one of the largest Facebook groups in the world for fitness professionals. I'll put the link down below in the chat box now. So if you're not in the group, you can join there. So that's the link. Feel free to join that there. Now, not in there yet. Awesome. So I've just got the link in the chat box. Just join that and I'll accept you after the webinar here. Now, I want to start kind of broad and then we'll get more specific. I always like to start most of my presentations with this, the difference between sales and marketing. Okay, because a lot of the time as fitness professionals, we kind of bunch these into one. We just put in the one category, oh yeah, sales and marketing. Now, they're actually two completely different things. So I've got a very strict definition I use for both of these. This is my personal definition. It's going to vary depending on who you speak to. But the way I look at marketing is getting in front of new people. And the way I look at sales is by making offers to people that already know you. Now, if I'm going to highlight that, actually, no, I'll do the next slide. We'll do a bit of a guessing game, and then we'll go into more detail here. So I've just got a list of activities here. I'd love to get everyone to answer the question and let me know if you think it's more a sales activity or a marketing activity. Just a reminder, marketing is getting in front of new people that don't already know you. Sales is making offers to people that already know you. Facebook ads, what would everyone say, sales or marketing? Just type it down in the chat box. Yep, bang on. It's marketing, right? Because we're getting out, potentially both, but it's probably a bit more marketing because we're getting out to people that probably don't already know us, right? Yeah, look, to be honest, there's a lot of crossover, right? Most of these are probably a little bit of both, but we'll just say, what is it more for the purpose of this, right? And also using my definitions of sales and marketing. What about posting on your personal profile? Based on the definitions, would you say sales or marketing? So Stephen said, yeah, bang on sales, because these people already know us, right? What about Google ads, sales or marketing? Comment down below, Google ads now. Yep, marketing, bang on, right? And I'll go through these. You don't need to keep commenting from here. I think we kind of get the idea. Posting on your personal Instagram would be more sales. Posting in local community Facebook groups would be marketing because they don't know us. Sending emails to your database would be more sales. Referrals would be more marketing. We all just type yes if you get the idea, the difference between sales and marketing. Now, the reason why this is so important in my experience, a lot of fitness professionals, we go more on the sales side of things, right? We need more clients. So we're like, oh, I'm going to post on my personal profile. I'm going to post on Instagram. I'm going to send an email to my database. I'm going to, call some ex-clients. I'm going to text some ex-clients. And all that stuff's really, really good, right? So Deb's asked a good question here. Also can depend on the content of the post. Yep, that's true as well. But for now, if we just use the similar definitions where marketing is ideally getting in front of more people, sales is converting to the people that know us, right? So a lot of people a lot of personal trainers, we overdo the sales side of things. We don't do enough of the marketing. We don't get enough new people into our funnel. Now, the limitation with that is it's kind of like, let me just ask a question here. I see that that Glenn just commented recently. Let's say, for example, me and Glenn, we post the exact same things on Facebook where our products are just as good, they're priced the same, we're just as good at sales as each other. But Glenn has 100 followers, I've got 1,000 followers. Who's going to win? Me or Glenn? Comment down below. I'm going to win every time, right? It's not because I'm better at sales or because my posts are better. It's just simply because I've done more marketing and I've built my list to a size, so it's a lot easier to convert sales. All right. Does that make sense so far? Just comment yes down below and let me know. And the reason why I want to try and cover this is we'll speak about Facebook ads and how to make money from them as well. But the message I want to come across here is even if you kind of break even when it comes to Facebook ads, it can still be potentially worth it as long as you're building your list. Okay. Now let's also spend a minute and talk about paid marketing and free marketing. Now, let me ask everyone a question. This is a bit of a trick question as well, but what do you prefer, paid or free? Comment below in the chat box and let me know. What do you prefer, paid or free? I'm guessing most people are going to say free, right? I think every single person here has said free so far, right? Now, I actually prefer paid, and I'll explain why in a sec. But does anyone have any guesses? Why do you think I would prefer paid? I'm going to give the answer away in a sec, but just for a bit of fun and to keep the conversation going. Any idea why I prefer paid? Yes, and you said better outcome. Target market specific, potentially. Select demographic, good and goes further. More control, reach different audiences. Yeah, or yeah, I wouldn't say better quality, Lucy, but we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, there's some good answers here as well. Here's the main part though. Technically, neither is free. All right, I know I said free or paid, but it's not really free. In a nutshell, you're paying either way. With paid marketing, you need to spend money. With organic, you don't need to spend money, but what do you need to spend instead? Comment down below in the chat box if yeah, bang on, all right? You need to spend hours on it. So you're paying either way. It just depends whether you pay with your money or you pay with your time. Now, I'm pretty short on time, and any extra time I have, I already spend enough time on social media as it is. The last thing I want to do is spend more time on social media, especially if it's like, I don't mind posting on my own profile if it's to make sales and that sort of stuff, but like there's nothing more boring and time consuming and awkward than just reaching out to strangers on the internet, right? It's just a hard, and obviously you can go down referrals and that kind of thing as well, but people only have so many friends that they can refer you to, right? So most people are going to get to a point in their career, in their life anyway, where they run out of time. And then it's easier just to essentially pay to get those leads, right? And I'll do a bit of a question here to get an idea of where everyone's at the moment. What would you say you have more of at the moment, money or time? Comment it down below. And you can't say neither. Neither is not an example, right? So time, money. Okay, so a bit of time, bit of a mix, right? If you have more money, then Facebook ads is definitely the option. If you have more time, either way can work, and I'll explain why in a sec. Because here's the thing, a good Facebook ad shouldn't cost you money, right? Would everyone agree with that? If you put, I'm just going to use 500, yeah, bang on, right? If you put $500 on a Facebook ad, is that an expense or is it a investment? Comment down below and let me know. Like ideally, you're not throwing that 500 down the drain, right? If you put that $500 in, you want to make more than $500 back. So that's the way, yeah, and Jill's right. We'll speak about that in a sec. It's obviously got to be a good Facebook ad, right? And this is why I prefer paid, because if I look at organic, it's like, well, I've got to pay with my time. if I look at, and yeah, I might get money back for that time, but I've only got so much time. But if I use paid marketing, okay, I'm spending money initially, but I know I'm going to make that money back. So there's no real down point. I'm not spending any time because I can set up an ad in about 5 minutes, and then every day it's going to get shown to new people. And yes, it's going to cost me some money at the start, but I'm going to make more than that back. Okay. Does that make sense? That in theory, anyway. I know a lot of people have had some bad experiences with Facebook ads, but in theory, it should be a better option. Okay. And here's the strategy that I use. So at Fitness Education Online, we run Facebook ads for personal trainers. Like we do this as a service, right? Here's the strategy of what we use. The cost that you that we recommend you spend on the Facebook ad is how much your program costs. Now, I've put $500 there because that's usually about the standard. Most people charge about, as an example, they usually charge about $50 a week for like a boot camp or something like that, and they'll run like a 10-week program during the school term or something. Let's just get a bit of an indication of who's in here as well. How much does everyone charge for your program at the moment? Just type it down in the chat box. And if you're a PT and you charge, $80 a session or whatever, but there's a minimum of 10 weeks or whatever, it'll be $800. So just so we get a bit of an idea, just type down in the chat box, right? So Jenny said $10. Is there a minimum weeks that people need to go for, Jenny? So yeah, Jill's got a good one there. So $370 for 4 weeks, right? So that would be her thing there. $180 for monthly. Yep, awesome. Varies, cool. And a lot of people that are saying varies. It also kind of depends like how long a client stays for. So I'm just going to use Neha as an example because she's the latest one I've got there. So Neha, you've said $180 for a monthly program. Roughly speaking, how many months would someone stay for? Give or take. I know it depends. Some stay for years, some stay for 1 month. But if you had to put like an indication on it, how many months would you say someone would stay for? Just comment it down below, Neha, just so we get a bit of an indication. Gotcha. So would you say 6 months is about average, Neha? Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, I found the research that I've done speaking to trainers, it's usually about 9 months is about the standard. But let's just use Neha as an example, right? I'm just going to simplify it. Neha charges $200, right, a month, and an average client stays for 6 months. So her program is about 1,200. All right. Does that kind of make sense? Everyone can at least get an idea of how much your program costs, right? But either way, I'm using 500 as an example, and that's what I usually recommend people spend on ads to start with, $500. All right. And I'll go through the stats in a sec. But let me ask a question here as well. Is $500 a lot of money to spend on a Facebook ad? And this is a trick question, but I just want to get everyone's indication. Is $500 a lot to spend on a Facebook ad? Yes or no? Okay. A couple people no, a couple people yes, a couple people fair. All right. Here's where it's a trick question, right? It kind of depends. What are you getting back? Right? Yeah, exactly. It depends on what you're getting back. Like, let me ask this question again. If you spend $500 on Facebook ads, you should get about 50 leads, give or take. It obviously depends what area you're in, the competition, all of that. But if you use the system that we do at Fitness Education Online, you should get about $10 per lead. So let me ask that question again, all right? If you spent $500 on Facebook ads and you got 50 leads, is it worth it? Yes or no? Comment down below and let me know. Stephen says yes, absolutely. Country, yeah, no, Jenny, the ads that we run, country areas work better because Sydney and Melbourne is just too competitive. If you're in the middle of Sydney, you're in the middle of Melbourne, Now, here's the thing as well, though. It's a bit of a trick question as well because it depends how many of those 50 people sign up, right? Would everyone agree with that? You get 50 leads, great. Have we run what I recommend, Jill? Get me to run your ads. I'll show you some stats in a sec. But if you're in a country town, you will get at least 50 leads for $500. All right. Anyway, right. So 50 leads. But here's the thing: it depends how many of them sign up. These are the stats that I've seen working with trainers. It's about 10%, give or take. Right? So if you get 50 leads, about 5 of them will sign up. If you're good at sales or you've got a good offer, it might be 10 of them. But roughly speaking, it's about 10%. So would everyone say that's a good result? $500, you get 50 leads, you get 5 sales, assuming your program costs about $500, it's $2,000 in revenue. You paid the $500, it's $2,000 profit, right? That's what a good Facebook ad should be, okay? If you're running Facebook ads and you're not getting those results there, reach out to me. That's essentially what we do as a service here. I'm just going to show some testimonials just to show that these aren't just numbers that I'm making up, right? These are the results that our clients get. But I'll also show you the systems we use and break it down so you can run with it and do it yourself as well. But here's Carissa. Her ad was running for 3 days, and as a result, she got 55 leads, more leads in 3 days than in the past year. Would that be anyone else as well? If you got 55 leads, would that be more than you got the whole year so far? Here's Felix. She spent $300, got 40 leads, and she had about 7 of them convert into her challenge there. All right, bringing in over $2,000. Here's Renee, spent $200, got 82 leads. She would have been in a rural area. You see something where it's like $2, it's a rural or a regional area. 7 bought the challenge. Okay, and I've got heaps of these. I'm not going to run through all of these, but the message is, if you use this style, or if you get us to run your ads, these are sort of results that you're going to get. Okay, and it gets better as well, because a couple things. We said that the average client stays for 9 months, so it's actually a lot more than $500 revenue. Also, they're more likely to refer a friend. But here's the best part, right? The best part is not the 5 people that signed up, it's the 45 people that didn't register. Can anyone tell me why? Why am I so happy that there's 45 people that didn't register? Comment down below in the chat. Yeah, bang on. Right? That's 45 people extra in the database. You've planted the seed, they've heard about you. And here's the thing, right? Peter, I'm going to get to the content in a sec. So just because they didn't sign up today doesn't mean they're never going to sign up, right? Would everyone agree with that? Just because someone doesn't sign up the first time they've heard of you doesn't mean they're never going to sign up, right? We're going to nurture them. Ideally, they're going to, follow you on Facebook, add you as a friend of Facebook, follow you on Instagram, join your email list, right? They're highly likely to sign up on your next promo. And this goes back to the start of the webinar. Yeah, bang on. And this goes back to the start of the webinar where I said, if I've got 1,000 people following me, someone else has 100 people, I'm going to win. More people, I'm going to get more clients simply because I have a bigger database. Okay. But anyway, let's get into these ads that I actually run for people here, and I'll break down the exact system that I use. Now, there's essentially 2 different types of ads that I use. I either use a direct sale, which essentially says, hey, I've got a 12-week, and I'll break down all of these in a sec, but it's essentially, hey, I've got a 12-week challenge, it starts next week, click here to sign up. Or I'll be like, hey, there's a free 7-day trial or a free open week with a similar kind of stuff there. Now, they've both got their advantages or their disadvantages. Can anyone guess what they are? What's the advantage of just promoting the challenge directly? There's no freebie. It's like, here's my thing. If you want to sign up, enter your details. What's the advantage of doing it that way? Someone comment below and let me know. What's the advantage of just advertising your program? Yeah, bang on, right? Yeah, because bang on. If they've paid their money, they all come, right? Yeah, more serious clients come in. A lot of the time when you run a freebie, you tend to get a lot of tire kickers. They enter their details, but they never come for the trial, or they just come because they want a free thing and they never come back. I'm not saying never use it, but I'm just saying when you use the free trial, the leads probably won't, wrong details. Yeah, exactly. So they can both work. But what I'm saying is when you run the free trial, the leads may not be as good, okay? But in saying that, it still kind of works to, or it's still kind of, it's still worth it to run it every now and then, because there's some people that will just, they'll never sign up for something before they try it, right? Is anyone else like that? Who will never buy something or who will never sign up for a program unless you've tried it first? Just comment yes or no down below if that's you. That's me, I'll never, even if I would enter my details for the 12-week challenge, but I'd be like, hey, let me try a session first to see if I like it, So it's kind of like they can both work, but they're going to get a different kind of person, okay? Does that make sense? Comment yes or no down below and let me know. Awesome. All right. Now let's break down the actual ad itself. All right. What's the most important part of an ad? Comment down below and let me know. Is it the headline? Is it the photo? Is it the copy here? What does everyone think? Krista says photo. Everyone else, what do you think? Photo, pics, yeah, bang on. Headline, nope, it's the photo. Okay. The good thinking, Jill, that is an important one, but the best is actually the photo. Simplified version, if your photo sucks, nothing else matters. If your photo sucks, doesn't matter how good your copy is, how good your headline is, how good that learn more button is, right? All of them have a place, but if your photo sucks, you can't cover with anything else, right? If your photo is good, you've got people's attention, you can build on there. Now, I've got a very specific formula that works for the photo, okay? And I'll go through these one by one. I recommend everyone take a screenshot of this as well, and then I'll share some examples. So it needs to be a nice photo, but it can't look too professional. If it looks too professional, yeah, I'll give you, pics is my specialty, I'll give you all the details. If it looks too professional, right, nobody's going, it looks like an ad and people just scroll past it, right? Because that's what is everyone here like that as well? If you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something that's obviously an ad, you usually kind of scroll through it, right? Yeah, it looks fake, right? We don't want it too professional. We want it to look good, a nice photo, but we want it to look like a photo that's just in their feed. We essentially want it to be like they're scrolling through their feed and they're like, oh, who are these people? They look just like me, just a little bit happier and healthier. Oh, I might look into this, right? Yes, you do, Lana. So here's the other thing as well. It can't look like hard work, right? And this is, trainers are super guilty of this, right? It's often like, the photo is often like, you know, people doing burpees and medicine ball slams and battle rope slams and a video of running upstairs, because we think that looks cool as trainers. But what does your average person think? Oh man, that looks like hard work. Oh yeah, that'll scare people off. Bang on, right? So the photo can't look like hard work. On top of that, we need a range of, yeah, bang on. You know, it depends on your target client soil. If you're targeting athletes and trainers, okay, you know, then it looks like hard work. If you're training Joe Public, it can't look like hard work. You also need a range of body types as well, right? Here's another thing that trainers are guilty of. They'll put like a photo of them looking super ripped in like, you know, a bikini, or a guy with no top on and a six pack. And, you know, once again, that's okay if you're training athletes and personal trainers, but for most people, that looks intimidating, especially if it's a group of people. If it's a group of people and they're like super ripped and fit, like no way is general public person going to sign up for that, okay? And gyms are guilty of this as well. You know, you see the gym I go to, like they're advertising their group fitness class, and what they did is they got their group fitness instructors, their fittest and best looking group fitness instructors, and got them to do a professional photo shoot. And that was how they promoted the, you know, the group fitness class. And the group fitness class didn't go too well, right? Because most people that were attending the group fitness class saw, oh man, there's the people in there. They're too, you know, fit for me. I don't want to do it. And the final thing is we need to clearly see people's smiles. That's the biggest part of the successful ad there. Need to see people's photos. Now, everyone take a screenshot of that or write it down, because I'm going to show you a series of photos now, and I want to ask everyone a question, right? Yeah. We'll go through some photos now. So everyone take a screenshot of that or write it down, and I'm going to show you a series of photos. Let me know if they pass or if they fail. And I can do this now. I can look at a Facebook ad and I can tell you if it's going to be successful or not, just based on the photo, okay? That one there, is it going, based on our checklist, is it going to be experienced? Is it going to pass, yes or no? Let's just say yes or no. Yep. Bang on, right? Bang on. Is it a nice photo? Yes. Does it look professional? No. Does it look like hard work? No. It looks like a bit of, it looks, you can tell they've exercised, but it looks fun. You know, it looks like they had a bit of fun, and then there's the result, you know? Is there a range of body types? Yeah, 100%. Can you see people's smiles? 100%. You know, every single person there is smiling, right? That will work, okay? This one here, yes or no? Type it down, yes or no? Correct, it will not work. And why not? Someone type why not. I think this one fails all of the rules, right? But just type one of them, you know, like it looks too professional. It looks like hard work. It's not a different range of body types. You know, you can't see people's smiles, you know. Yeah, too young, or depending on your target market, they could be too young. All right. This one here, yes or no? Yep, yep, yep. Bang on, right? Because we look at it. Is it a nice photo? Yes. Too professional? No. Does it look like hard work? No. Range of body types? Yes. People's smiles? Yes. All right. This one here, yes or no? Bang on. Awesome, 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 awesome. Bang on. This one here, yes or no? Yes. Awesome. Awesome. This one here, yes or no? Awesome, awesome, cool. You know what? I think I'm going to pass everyone. I think everyone's got those 100% correct, right? So that's the first rule. If you can get a good photo, you're off to a good start. Is everyone here now comfortable? You'll know which photos will work and not work. Comment yes or no in a minute. Awesome, awesome, perfect. All right. Now, when we run a Facebook ad, we don't just want to have one photo, all right? I ideally like to have 4 different photos, and then I test them. And then I see which one works best. I keep that one running. I turn the other ones off, all right? Now, I'm just going to give a few different, and the photos, they need to be that same style, but we want to have like different variations of that style. So I just want to do a few different, show you a few different ways you can, even if you've got the same group, you can still make it look different. A very simple one is indoor and outdoor. Does everyone do at least both? Just type, yeah, and you don't have to always do an outdoor session, but every now and then you go to the beach or you do a stair session, or, you know, most people can get a shot. Yeah, indoor, but you can probably get an outdoor one, right, Sean? Yeah, you don't need, it doesn't need to be half. The point I'm getting at here is like it can help. So Krista says outdoors always, which is okay. I'll show you some variations there as well. But for those trainers that train indoor or at a studio, what can work is if you get like, also get a couple indoor and a couple outdoor as well. You know, you go to the beach one time, you go into just in the park one time, because you don't know which one will work better. So you want to get a couple of both. If you're always outdoors, it's okay. You know, you can still vary up the location. Maybe, so those people that have said always outdoors, can it be a different scenery? Can sometimes be at the beach, sometimes at the park, sometimes at the stairs. You know, those people that train outdoors, can you show a different scenery? Comment yes or no and let me know. Yep, yeah, 100%, right? And also with that as well, I haven't got the thing there, but also if you do like yeah, well, because Krista's thinking there, like, Krista, where do you train at the moment? A park? Comment yes or no and let me know. Yeah, cool. Do you ever train at the beach? Or do you ever train like around a lake? Or do you ever train like near a hill? Or do you ever train like near a stairs? You know, or even like different locations of that park. You know, there might be some area of the park that has like different trees and that, you know, some area of the park that has like a clubhouse, you know, some areas of the park that just, you know, whatever, you know. Also like different specialty sessions. Like if you run like a boxing session, can everyone see how like, even if that was the same group, it would look totally different because one looks like a stair session and one looks like a boxing session, right? So just reading a question here from Mike, what are your suggestions for online coaching? Yeah, so online yeah, so Mike's asked a good question there. So online coaching depends on your niche so much, Mike. All right. Probably easiest there. Hit me up maybe on Facebook, Mike, or we'll cover this later, because online depends so much on your niche. All right. Yeah, 100%. iPhone is how most people do it. And also just another really simple way to change it up is like selfie versus traditional. You know, see how like, once again, if you had the same group, but it looks different where in that one in the bottom left, the trainer's taking it as like a selfie, and the one in the top right kind of looks like a footy team kind of thing, right? With those suggestions, would everyone be able to take, and also like, you know, if you take it on different days, sometimes people have got different clothes on, or it's different people there, or whatever it is, right? But with those suggestions there, would everyone be able to take about 3 or 4 different types of photos? Type yes or no and let me know. Yeah, Awesome. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. And I just want to give one more key here before we move on from photos, right? One bad person can ruin your photo, right? All it takes is one, usually a guy, don't want to be sexist, but it's usually a guy that's, there with his arms crossed and he's got a really angry, look on his face. He doesn't want to be there. That one person can ruin your whole photo, right? So if you see that one person there, ideally you want to get them out of it. The easiest way to do that is things like this. All right, let's, well, I suck at Photoshop, so I just do this. I'm like, all right, let's take one with just the guys now. All right, let's take one with just the girls now. And then with that person that is kind of looking angry, I'll ask them to take the photo. Let's say it's Sean, for example. Hey, Sean, can you take the photo now? And then I'll go in there and do it, okay? Because that one bad person can ruin it. All right, I can't stress that enough because we get photos from trainers all the time and that one bad person will ruin it. All right. Anyway, let's move on. And also, yeah, so now group works way better for when you're doing Facebook ads. Even if you're a one-on-one trainer, what I would recommend doing is even run a group session once a week or something, and then advertise that group session on Facebook because you will get better results. If you don't do any group stuff, I'll show you how the one-on-one photos can work well as well. But I want to stress that point. Facebook ads work way better for group training. Even if you just run one group session a week, even if you use that as a funnel for your PT, right? You'll get way more leads and way more clients sign up for that group session, and then you can funnel those clients into your one-on-one, okay? Now, the one-on-one photos are obviously going to be a little bit different because you don't have a group of people there. I just want to share some, I just want to share some kind of one-on-one ads we've run, okay? So something like this can work. This was a gentleman we ran ads for. So he trained a group of 2 and then straight after a group of 3. So we just got a photo in between sessions. It looks like a bit of a group kind of stuff there. This gentleman here runs like a home studio. So it was a bit harder because you can't really tell it's a gym, right? It looks like an office or something. So, by having the client flex, it made it look a bit more fitnessy. Here's another one here, that same client, had the towel around the same client for us, different client for him, the towel around it makes it look a little bit fitnessy. That's a generic one, but something like that will work. It's still got the person smiling. Something like that can work as well. All right. So one-on-one trainers, I recommend, if possible, run an ad for a group thing. But if you can't, these are the kind of photos that work in a one-on-one setting. Everyone happy with that? Just type yes down below if you're with me. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to the headline. So the headline is the next most important thing. So most people will look at the photo first, and then the next thing they read is the headline. What's the most important part of the headline? Someone comment it down below and let me know. What's the most important part of the headline? If we're talking about a local face-to-face. Yep, Jill's hit it on the head, and Melanie as well. Location, right? Doesn't really matter what else you enter there as long as you've got the location. And the more specific, the better, right? I live in a suburb called Kogarah, right? It's kind of in an area called the St. George area, which is in Sydney. I don't want to say Sydney location. I don't want to say St. George location. I want to say Kogarah location, because most ads on Facebook aren't specific. Most of them are advertising online stuff or, nationwide stores. So if you can enter the suburb where the person is, you have their attention. And if we look at it from a psychology side of things, they're scrolling through Facebook, they see the photo, they're like, oh, who are these people? They look just like me, only a little bit happier and healthier. Kogarah location, that's where I am. Okay, now I'm actually going to read the description. Okay, so that's the most important part. As long as you have a good photo and you mention your suburb in the headline, the photo will be good. If you train a specific gender, does anyone here run like mums only or like women only or men only? Does anyone do that? Yeah, okay, cool. If you do that, then you may also enter the gender as well. Okay, You may be like, 12-week challenge, Cogra location, women only, right? But that, oh, what am I doing? Yeah, that's pretty much it for the headline. You want the location, say it's a challenge or whatnot, and then maybe the gender. As long as you have a good photo and you have that in the headline, you're good. Now, the next most important thing is the copy. Now, what you want to do here is simple and to the point. Because, and look, online, actually, I'll ask a question, then we'll go from there. Who prefers reading short Facebook posts, Facebook ads, or long ones? Just comment down below and let me know. Do you prefer short or long as a reader? Yeah, long has its place as well, but most people, for something like a local fitness business, it's more likely to be short. So we want to try and get as much info in there as possible in as little words as possible. And I'm going to share what works here exactly. The most important thing is that first line, and you want to have the word challenge. We'll speak about what a challenge is in a second as well, right? But you want to have that word challenge. I've tested this because I've run ads with trainers before, and they're like, oh, Jono, I don't like challenges. Sounds like a weight loss thing. I don't do weight loss, yada, yada, yada. Can we try something else? And I've tried things like, a 12-week program, a 12-week boot camp, a 12-week body reset, and nothing works as well as the word challenge, right? Because and actually I don't even know the reasoning, but I just know challenge works way better. Okay. And let's even spend a minute and talk about the word challenge here. Would anyone have a problem using the word challenge? Comment yes or no and let me know. Okay. Lucy says yes. Okay, cool. And that's okay if you do. And if you don't mind, if you can, Lucy, just explain why. I'll explain why people have said to me before where they do have a problem with it. But if everyone can comment below, or the people that have said yes, just comment below and let me know why you'd have a problem with it. So yeah, it's probably human nature to be honest. But like some people have a problem with challenge because cool. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? And this is don't put weight loss, Lana. Don't put weight loss. So here's the thing, right? A challenge doesn't need to be a weight loss challenge. Like, let me ask a question here. For someone that hasn't exercised, is them just exercising 3 times a week a good challenge for them? Yes or no? Let me know. Someone's never exercised before. If they just go and train 3 times a week, that's a pretty good challenge. You don't have to add, it doesn't have to be a weight loss challenge. You don't need to do measurements. You don't need to throw in, extras and whatever, It's just like, and even just a minimum term. Comment below, does anyone here have a minimum term? Like you got to sign, someone said 4 weeks before, does anyone else have a minimum term, which is like 4 weeks or 8 weeks? So yeah, so Coralie says, 10, yeah. So those people that have got a 10-week or thing, it's just another way of saying it. Instead of saying 10-week minimum term, it's called a 10-week challenge, right? Or 6-week challenge or 8-week challenge, whatever it is, okay? But anyway, that's the most important thing. You want to have that first, challenge. You want to mention the location again. I know it's in the headline, but you want to have it in the location again because some people look at the copy first. And actually, let's ask the question here. When you're looking at a Facebook ad, do you look at the headline first or do you look at the copy? Everyone comment in the chat box and let me know. So Peter says copy. Everyone else comment and let me know. Headline, copy, headline. So it's a bit of a mixture, right? I've found more people look at the headline, but we want to have it in both anyway. Because as you can see here, a lot of people still look at the copy. Okay, so we want to have the location there again. Here's an important part as well, the start date. Okay, putting the start date in the ad, what does that add? Comment below and let me know. Why is it important to have the start date? Yeah, urgency, right? Yeah, urgency, bang on, right? Because, and it's just like, it's a really easy way to kind of put a bit of gentle and authentic pressure on people. It's kind of like, hey, like the challenge starts on Monday. Are you in or you're out? You don't need to do a hard sell or anything. Like, the challenge does the hard sell as well, Start now. So are you talking about, so simplified version, Peter? Not so much, because it kind of like, it gives people the idea that they think they can join at any time. And the way most people work, if they think they can join at any time, what do? Comment below and let me know. If someone thinks they can join at any time, what do? Delay? I'll say they never freaking join. Right? Yeah, they never join. I think if you give the person the opportunity to join at any time, you're giving them permission to never, ever, ever join up in their life, right? Or they'll think about it. I'll think about it. Online, ideally the same thing. So what I would do here, and I'll tell you a couple tricks here as well. Nadine, even if you're doing it online, so Spring Challenge, you can have Spring Challenge up the top, Lena, but you need to have a start date, right? So you can do this a couple ways, Nadine, right? I would still have a start date, even if it's an online challenge, 12-week online challenge, starts this date here. A sneaky thing you can do as well, right? One of my clients, what he does is he just changes, because he doesn't do like a 12-week challenge where you all start on this date here, like on the school term. He just has like a 12-week minimum term, but you can start at any time. So what he does is he'll run this ad for 2 weeks and then he'll turn it off. And then he'll start it again on Monday, but he'll just change the date to like 2 weeks later. So he kind of runs it at 2-week blocks, right? So those of you that don't have like a specific kind of start date there where everyone starts at the same time, I'd still put the start date in the ad, like for marketing purposes. So it gives people that sense of urgency. And then, you just turn the ad off and you can do it again a couple weeks later. Full disclosure with that, it won't work as good, because eventually people will just catch on and be like, oh, hold on, but this is just every 2 weeks. I'll just wait another 2 weeks. Okay. But it is an option to start with. If you train a specific gender, once again, mention it there, and also have a call to action. Click below to learn more. This one sounds silly, but it's just, I've tested this once again. I've tested it without having click below to learn more, and I've tested with having it, and it works better if you have that call to action. Right? And that button, someone mentioned it earlier before, you've got different options where you can have with that button. It works better if you have the option learn more. Okay. Now we've got about 15 minutes. I want to spend a couple minutes on like the targeting side of things as well. But what I want everyone to do is take a screenshot of that photo there, right? That ad there. If you use that, and here's the thing, right? A lot of trainers like to get creative and, put their own spin on it. And look, you can if you want, but if you just follow those steps that I said there, get 3 or 4 photos using those exact same things that I mentioned, use that exact copy that I have there. Just change the amount of week challenge that you do, change your location. Yes. So Lana, I'll run one campaign, 1 ad set, and 4 different images. Okay. But yeah, if you use what I use for the photo, use my headline down there and use that copy there and substitute it, your ad won't completely suck. You can use emojis, Peter. Like with me, with that ad there, it doesn't make a difference, right? Whether you use an emoji or not, if you use that style there, it doesn't make a difference. Like literally, that's my template, right? Copy that exactly. All right, I'm going to get to the targeting in a sec, but does anyone have any, just before I do, has anyone got any questions about the actual creative of the ad there? And if you've got no questions, just comment no down below and I'll move on to some targeting kind of stuff. Awesome. Okay. So copyright, what do you mean by copyright, Jenny? So Nicole, I recommend a 2-week period, right? And it doesn't have to be exactly $500, usually about 300 to 500 is what I find. So I recommend use original pics, Jenny, right? And here's the other thing as well, with the photos, this is the best marketing you can do. Spend per day, whatever. So like, what do you do, Peter? Do you do one-on-one or boot camp? Comment down below and let me know. One-on-one, all right, cool. So I recommend about $500 over a 2-week period and whatever that is per day. Facebook just spreads it out and it does whatever it is per day. All right. Does that make sense, Peter? Just comment yes or no and let me know. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Jenny, so use your own photos. That's the best marketing you can do, right? And I know it can be a bit of a pain in the ass and some clients don't want to always do it, but the way I do it is I just keep it really positive. I'm like, all right, guys, hey, I need some photos for social media. Like, I love you guys, but I need to get a few more members in here for us to keep running. Is everyone cool if we just take a quick photo before the session or after the session? Is everyone cool? It'll take like 5 minutes, let's quickly do it. And I would just do that like every day for a week. and then you've got a bank of 5 or 6 different photos, and then you can use those there. And then maybe in 3 months' time, you can do it again, and now you've got a series of different photos. Okay, but that's the key, right? Even if you're not ready to run a Facebook ad now, so yeah, cool. You can do that as well. I find the after the session ones work the best in my experience. Okay, but anyway, we're a bit short on time, so I gotta move on here. Look, I just ask them. I just say, hey guys, look, I'm going to use this photo for social media. Is that okay? If you're not happy with it, totally cool. But just jump out of the photo. But ideally, like the group of clients that I like to get in an ideal world, I know it can't be everyone, but in an ideal world, like I want clients that are kind of happy to help me grow my business. Because, and let's ask the question in the chat as well. If someone here signed up, was a member of the bootcamp, would you want to help that trainer get more clients? Comment yes down below, yes or no down below, and let me know. Most people do, So most clients want to help us get clients. We just need to be kind of clear, because a lot of people don't like getting their photo taken, right? Especially after a workout kind of thing. So we just need to kind of be clear with them. That's like, hey, it's going to be on social media, and this will really help them. Like, this is the best favor you can do for me. Like, don't get me a Christmas present, don't even get me a referral. Just, if you can get in this photo, that will help me so much. All right. Now, I don't want to get too much into the nitty gritty of like, how to set up a business account and all that sort of stuff, because you can YouTube and how to do it. What I want to get into is some of like just the options that you pick. So when you set up when you set up a Facebook ad, if you've never done one before, you get different options to choose. Do you want to do it for brand awareness, for traffic, for engagement? What do you think is the best one for a personal trainer? Comment it down below. Out of those ones you see there, what do you think is the best one for a personal trainer? Just take a guess. Yeah, bang on. It's lead generation, right? Like, do we really, like me anyway, I don't care about brand awareness. I'm not going to pay $500 for brand awareness. I'm not going to pay $500 for engagement. I'm not going to pay $500 for traffic. If I pay $500, I want 50 leads, right? So we pick lead generation. Now, what happens when we pick a lead generation is if we go back to the ad up here, if someone clicks learn more, a little box pops up on Facebook where the person enters in their name, number, and email. We've all seen that before, right? Has everyone seen that? You press learn more and a little box pops up saying name, number, and email. Yeah, 100%. It's so easy, right? It's like they pop it up, and most of the time it's auto-populated. If they've entered their details in before, it'll all auto-populate up. They just click, whatever, yes, and then you get sent their details, and they can go to whatever page you want. From there, you obviously use your follow-up procedure. In an ideal world, you've got some automated emails. So someone enters in their details, they get 3 or 4 automated emails. Ideally, you give them a call as well. Ideally, you leave a voice message or send a text message if they don't answer. Some people you're not going to get through to. It is what it is. Some people are going to leave a wrong number, wrong email. It is what it is. But either way, you want to have some sort of procedure in there. Okay? Does that make sense in terms of what campaign type? Just type yes or no and let me know. Yep. Awesome. Okay. The next thing is you're going to pick the targeting. All right. Now, if you run a local business, you don't want to pick interests. You don't want to say, oh, this person likes Jenny Craig or fitness or whatever. Like, it just makes your audience too small. All you want to do is go via demographics. Okay. And here are your options. You've got gender. Now, my advice here, and when I run ads to people, I only run them to women. Okay. I found that women are more likely than men to opt in and also to buy. So I don't want to waste my budget on men. Even if I train guys, I'll get them organically. The women will tell their friends or their husbands or their partners or their brothers or their dads or their uncles, and the guys can grow organically. But if I'm running a Facebook ad, I know I will get better results if I just target women. Okay, does that make sense? Type yes or no and let me know. Yep. Awesome. Cool. Age. Now, age is a tricky one. I find most people make their age too narrow because they're like, oh, I mainly train people between 25 and 35, so they'll only put that in the age. You actually want to go a little bit higher with age. And I'll give some, and I'll ask a question here. So when putting in age, what's the youngest average person that would fit into your training? Comment it down below. And 18 is the youngest you can go. So what would be the youngest person that would kind of, fit in with your training? So 35, 50, 18. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So a bit of a range. It's going to be different for everyone, but that's what I want you to put there. The youngest person that would fit in, because obviously if you're, and some people all ages, bang on, right? But, for some people, if you're training mainly older adults, well, an 18-year-old's probably not going to fit in. If you're training, mainly mums, an 18-year-old's probably not going to fit in. Let's go the flip side. What's the oldest person that would fit in? Comment down below and let me know. What's the oldest person? So 80, 65, 80, 90 plus, 70, unlimited. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Yep. There we go. Cool. I think on Facebook, there's a thing 65 plus. So most people would have it there anyway, right? But that's what you want to have in your age range. It's not what most of your clients are. It's the youngest person you would train and the oldest person you would train. All right. Now here's this is probably the kicker as well, is the location. Okay. You want to have the perfect Facebook ad, but you also want to make sure it's going to the right people here. Now, location is going to be slightly different depend on where you are. I can't give you a perfect template like I did the Facebook ad, but I'll give you a bit of an indication. And also, the location is usually smaller for most people than it is. Now, I'll just do a bit of a, and also this depends so much. Like, I'll do it in two different ways. I'll ask if you're in a big city like a Sydney or Melbourne, and then I'll ask if you're in a regional or rural area. If you're in Sydney or Melbourne, how far, so I'll get to, Nadine, if I forget to answer that, ask me again at the end. I want to spend a minute on the face-to-face, and then we'll speak about the online ones. Okay, if you're in a capital city, right? How far will you train to go to a gym in terms of minutes? Comment below and let me know. If you're in a capital city, how far will the average person train to go to a personal trainer or a gym? 20 minutes. Man, in Sydney, it's like 5. Yeah, where I am in Sydney, it's like 5 minutes max, right? And here's the other thing as well. In Sydney traffic, 5 minutes is like 5 kilometers, right? Yeah, Tracy, under 5 kilometers, right? Yeah, and would everyone agree, like in Sydney, 5 minutes, that's 5 kilometers. Now, let me ask like a regional or a rural person, right? How far will you travel? Regional or rural person, how far will you travel? Yeah, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, right? Yeah. So can everyone see the difference? If you're in a capital city, it's like 5 minutes and it's like 5 kilometers. If you're in a rural area, it's 45 kilometers, and it's not that far. Like if you're in like rural or regional people, how long will 45 kilometers take you? You can probably do that in 10 minutes, right? Or maybe not 45, but like if you're going to travel 30 minutes, like how much kilometer, like it's a lot quicker. I'm probably messing up the numbers a little bit here. Yeah, it depends on the road, but like, do you get what I'm saying? Like it's worlds apart, whether you're in Sydney or Melbourne, or if you're in, Dubbo. I want to give some really rough indications here, right? If you're in a capital city, it's probably going to be about 3 to 5 kilometers, right? And the smaller, the better, because here's the thing. I know people travel, like I'm going to use Sydney as an example. Like people will travel more than 3 kilometers, but it's usually like if they already know you or if they've got a friend that trains there. Facebook is cold traffic. These are people that don't know us, right? The number one weapon you have is essentially your area. You want them to be like, oh, this person is so close to me, I'm going to sign up to that because it's convenient. Okay? Does it make sense? So Sydney or Melbourne, no more than 5 kilometers. If you're in like a kind of a regional area, like who's in a regional area? Comment the area you're in if you're regional. Like a Coffs Harbour or like a Bendigo. Comment the actual area that you're in so I know. Maybe, yeah, Ballarat. Ballarat's probably a good one. Yeah, Hunter Valley is probably another good one. Newcastle, yeah. If you're in those sort of areas, it's probably around 10 kilometers, okay? If you're in like, who's in a rural area? Who's like in the middle of nowhere? And comment if you are. Yeah. So if you're in the middle of nowhere, it might even be up to about 20 kilometers. Okay. And like, once again, the size of the people is going to depend. If you're in a Sydney or a Melbourne, you're looking at about 100, you want to target about 100,000 people. Okay. If you're in like a regional area, it's probably about half of that, probably about 50. If you're in a rural area, like you're probably going to be lucky to hit 10. Like, is there anyone in here that has an area less than 10? Comment yes if you've got like, if you're, yeah. Jane, where are you from again? Yeah. You know, so, you know, those people that have got less than 10,000, you're probably going to have to open it right up, you know, to like 20 kilometers. And I'm guessing like Jane and Melanie, people would probably travel 20 kilometers to go to a gym or a trainer in your area. Comment yes or no and let me know. Yeah. There we go. Right. So that's where it kind of differs a bit, right? Now we're coming up to the end. We'll do questions in a sec. So someone asked me about online targeting. Yeah, bang on 20 kilometers. So in terms of, yeah, okay, cool. So Nadine, in terms of online, ideally the whole country, to be honest, whole country. You can even go bigger and just go to English speaking countries, you know, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA, UK, and Ireland, the big six. You can do that. It depends if you do live or automated. If you're doing live stuff, like it's probably easier if you just do it in Australia because it's going to be like, you know, different time zones and that. But if it's all automated, it doesn't matter too much. But keep in mind, if you're doing online stuff, people trust automated. Okay, cool. The only thing is people trust you more if you're from the same country. And we'll even do a bit of a check in the chat here. Like, yeah, would everyone, like, let's say you were going to sign up for a program from someone else. Would everyone trust it a little bit more if it was Australian as opposed to American? Type yes or no and let me know. Yeah. So that's the thing. Not saying you can't target America, and it's a bigger market, you know, like I target America with some of my stuff and it's great because it's such a big market and the leads are a bit cheaper over there, but it is a little bit harder to sell. Okay. Anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover, where we're coming to the end here. So how did everyone go? Did everyone learn something? Comment yes down below and let me know if you learned something. Awesome. Did everyone have fun? Comment down below and let me know if you had fun. Awesome. Cool. We've got about a minute. Is everyone cool if I let you know about the program that we run for trainers? I'll do it in like 2 minutes or something. Is everyone cool if I just spend like 2 minutes and let you know the program in case you're interested? Just comment yes. Yeah, awesome, cool. I'll give you a quick rundown. So essentially we do done for you Facebook ads. It's that same system that I ran through in this webinar anyway, so you can go and do it on your own. The difference is a lot of people don't have time, it gets too complicated, they're worried they're gonna, you know, stuff something up. So Peter's got a good question there. So Peter, if you set it up as a lead generation ad, they automatically enter their details in there and then they go to whatever page you want, right? So you get the details first and then you can send them to whatever page you want. The key is the details so you can actually contact them. Because if you're talking about especially face-to-face, like very few people are going to sign up without actually speaking to the trainer first, right? And yeah, any questions, comment them down below. I'll give you the rundown on the program and then I'll also answer the questions as we go. But essentially we do done for you Facebook ads. So it's the same system that I ran through above, but we would do it for you, all right? So what we do is we set up your Facebook ad, we monitor it for 2 weeks while it's live and do any adjustments if needs be. And then we show you how to duplicate it. So then you can just run it by yourself in the future. You don't need to learn the setup or whatever. You just duplicate it. That usually costs $1,000 we do it for. I've got a special for anyone on this webinar. If you wanted to register today, we can do it for half price. Okay, so $500. We also give a money back guarantee. Okay, so if your leads cost any more than $20, we will give you we'll give you the $500 back. Okay, that is for group training only because we know that those leads work better. That's the link down there. I will put it in the chat as well. Okay, so if you're interested in me and my team running the ad, that's it there. I think I showed the testimonials earlier. We probably don't need to go through them again, but you know, it works there. And I'm also going to add in a bonus as well, right? Online, no. So this is just for face-to-face. These ads are just for face-to-face. I'm also going to add in a couple bonuses as well. So, you know, My Business Fitness Education Online, we've got a social media level 1 course, which is all about Facebook, social media level 2, which is all about Instagram, usually $500. That's all good, Scott. I'm here if you've got any questions. I'll add that bonus in for free. Okay, so if you want me to run your Facebook ads for $500, I'll set up the Facebook ad and do all that, and you get the social media course as well. Okay, which has got 20 CECs. All right, all good. I'll put the link down there below. Just go via that link. I'll be around for the next couple of minutes. If anyone's got any questions in regards to Facebook ads at all, just comment them down below. Dan, do you want to do a bit of a close, and I'll hang around in case anyone's got any questions?
Yeah, thanks, Jono. Great session. Yeah, on behalf of everyone here at AusActive and who is attending, I'm sure they're all you know, very thankful, and some great insights, even for myself. I thought I'd just quickly pop a couple links in the chat from an AusActive perspective. The first one is, you know, a few people were asking for waivers for the photos. I guess if anyone does want one, I mean, it's something you can maybe put into a membership agreement, and that template's already sort of done up. So if anyone is interested in implementing that, we've got a resource for that, and then the awards as well. So that's all there. But yeah, thank you again, and yeah, I'll let you sort of answer some of the final questions, but thanks again.
Awesome. Yeah, there was a question about the group. Greg, no, you can't. I used that, and they banned my ad for that. So you can't. There's sneaky ways you can do it. Like you can send them to a landing page, and that landing page can have the Facebook group on it, but you can't run the ad directly to the Facebook group. Awesome. All right, I think that's all the questions there. The other thing, just don't forget to join the Facebook group. I'll put the link down below in the chat again. Oh, I've got to put the HTTPS. Oh, there we go. Now you got to put the HTTPS on Zoom, Dan.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Awesome. So if you're not in the Facebook group, just join that Facebook group there. Some questions here. Okay, so just got some questions from Neha in the Q&A. Are you still there, Neha? Just comment if you're still there. Stand by. I've only been working in. Awesome, cool. So let me get to Neha's question, and I'll get to yours in a sec. Stand by. So Neha said, does Facebook ad work if you're a PT in a big club, not a development trainer yet? It can, Neha. The only thing is, like, if you're in a big club, you probably don't need the Facebook ad. You know, like if you're in a big club, there's just so many members there, like, and you're already in the gym anyway. It's just way easier to get sales in the actual club. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me see, standby. I've only been working in a gym for the past 10 months and have no idea how to go online. I want to get out of the gym as it's not making enough money. How do I do that? Okay, so good question there. Let me just make sure I've got that. Standby, what's your name? Just comment your name down in the chat as well, just so I know that there. Okay, yep, so Dan just put it down there. They've stopped giving us leads, changed their policy, but still charging me fees. Awesome. So let me just ask a couple of questions, standby. Any reason why you want to go online and not just kind of go out on your own and do, like, you know, run a boot camp or mobile PT or anything like that? Either way is fine, but once I know the answer to that, I'll be able to help you with that. I'm going to read Jane's question while I'm doing this as well. I have a question. I did a Facebook advert 2 years ago and was rejected. No reason given. I still have a $25 debt, which it is rejecting paying. I contact, but yeah, Facebook feedback is the worst. So let me just get my head around this. So you're saying you owe $25, but they're not letting you pay it? Is that what you're saying, Jane? So Michael, we've just got the link down there. Okay. Yes. Okay. I probably have to look at your account, to be honest, Jane, and just see why they're not looking at it. I can do a free audit if you want. Are you in our Facebook group, Jane? Just comment. Okay, cool. If you want to join the Facebook group, are you on Facebook? You must be because you're on Facebook ads. So if you want to join the Facebook ad, send me a direct message on Facebook, and I'll have a look at the I'll have a look at your account and see if I can figure out what's going on there. Awesome. Is that the same with you, Larissa? You're not able to pay the debt. Is that what you're saying? Awesome. Okay. Are you in our Facebook group, Larissa? Okay, cool. If you want to join that Facebook group and then send me a direct message on Facebook, and I'll have a look at your account. And standby, did you still want me to answer that question? Just comment yes or no and let me know. Awesome, right? Dan, I might leave it at that. I think most of the questions coming through now are kind of like the surveys and the one CEC.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thanks once again, Jono, and there's a few people still left. Yeah, there's as you exit the webinar, there's a survey sort of as you click out of it. So it should be there as you exit. But awesome. I'll finish things off there then. Thanks again for your time, and thanks everyone.